Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com. Here with our third match in a friendly league with John Lukka Surprise featuring Karn the Great Creator. We have a Thoughtseize, but we don't have any red, and which is great, but we have no red sources for our Ragavan or Bitter Reunion, which is really awkward, so I guess we'll mulligan. Okay, we'll keep this. We have 3 lands and our combo in hand. We will probably put I hate putting a land to the bottom, but I hate putting a Lukka to the bottom more. I think we'll put Karn to the bottom, even though he's a great card we can get down on turn 3 if everything goes right. Opponent kept 7. Okay, well, so this will set us up, depending on what our opponent's up to, for a 3-2 Ragavan hit next turn and a treasure token to ramp us into Lukka. I have a feeling instead it will probably just die, but we'll see. Either die or they'll Thoughtseize away our Lukka, one or the other. In some ways, Ragavan works well as a bait for kill spells, essentially. Yep, there's the grief. Here comes the scam. Man, Rakdos, scam decks are so popular right now. I think if I had to change one thing, I'd go back and change that sideboard to include Veil of Summers. Just scam decks are so popular. Well, joke's on our opponent. We drew another Hierarch. So we are still one draw away from a Lukka, or from an Emrakul. Maybe we'll get a lightning bolt off of this from our opponent. That'd be nice. So the opponent kept 7 and had the nut draw of their scam draw. Just a natural scam draw. We hit a Seasoned Pyromancer that we can't cast yet. That would have been nice. All right, so what we really want is a Lukka off the top. And if that resolves, I'm not sure our opponent has a way out. They do, however, play a lot of kill spells. So if they don't tap down and we draw the Lukka, they could easily just fizzle in response. Are we going to get lucky? Or are we going to get unlucky? What do we get off the top? Does our opponent tap down? No, they're going to save their kill spell for our Ragavan. We draw a useless land. Or maybe they just don't have anything at 2 mana or 1 mana for some reason. Maybe they kept on the back of the scam start and have a handful of like Fables of the Mirror Breaker and Shieldreds. Ooh, Sickening Soul. X equals 1. You may exile a black card with mana value X from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Alright, so they're going to kill by exiling Feign Death. Got it. Now they're down to 2 cards. We're down to 1. And they have a 3-turn clock. So we'll see if we can't draw the Lukka before they kill us dead. If they tap down here, this would be the time for our Lukka. Fable. Yep. Let's crack that in response. Yeah, I mean, I'm really on the fence. I like the Jund version because of the more interaction we get, but we don't have to play Karn in the 4 spot. We could just play Fables to help dig for our combo pieces and have a way to discard an Emrakul that we draw. Lukka for the win. Thoughtseize. So if we Thoughtseize here, we go to 4, 5, 6, and we go to 1. Yeah, I think we're just dead if we Thoughtseize, unfortunately. We go to 6, or we go to 5, and then we're forced to block. But we're also in the unenviable position of, let's say we do go to 1 and we draw and then we get the Lukka, we're still not going to win. So why don't we see what's in our opponent's hand before we go out? Thought Gorger. When Thought Gorger enters battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each card in your hand. If you do, discard your hand. When Thought Gorger leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each +1. Okay. So our opponent's definitely playing a Brew, at least, of this Rakdos scam. Yeah, we'll take that, obviously. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're dead, so I don't see it. I mean, we could draw a lightning bolt, I guess, on the next turn, and then not. And if we want to go ahead, if they attack with everything, we can block. Let's say we draw a lightning bolt. We're still dead. See if they attack with. Of course, they're going to attack with everything. There's a zero reason not to. So how do we get out of this? There's not a single draw in our deck that gets us out of this. There's a Ragavan. Well, it gives us a little bit more information about our opponent's deck. Maybe they're playing something like Seasoned Pyromancer. They are playing that. That doesn't get us out of this either. But we need a kill spell and 2 blockers, and I don't think that's... We'll see what's in their deck. Maybe they're playing something that will give us that. Kroxa. So we can play Kroxa. Let's see, it doesn't gain us life. And we can't bring it back. All right, scoop it up. All right, so now we know they are playing the full Monty of graveyard shenanigans, so we can't bring the ley lines for that. Take out the Thought Seizes. It's been our usual go-to. Gaining life, returning things might be nice with Pulse and Marasa. It seems like it's always nice. If only return Planeswalkers. We could go down. Seems like that just stalls us out. I mean, it's great and all, but unless we're returning a creature just to get an Emrakul because we have the Lukka but no creature, then it's just going to buy us a turn to try to dig for an answer. Run it like that. The scam decks are so popular. It makes you wonder. All right, this is great. We have the Leyline, lands, early interaction, and a Ragavan. So we'll keep. Our opponent keeps 7/2. So we might get punished for this. The 3-color mana base, right? The tension is between your early game life total and having all your colors online early. So if we draw, for instance, one of our hierarchs, we won't be able to have Fatal Push and Hierarch up. Or Bolt. We can have Bolt and Hierarch. Hopefully we shut down their scam shenanigans and they kept them. And there's the Hierarch just on time. So we'll go for the Overgrown Tomb, I think. And this will give us the treasure token to cast Fatal Push if we're desperate. And they have the answer with Sickening Shoal. Yeah, man, this card. What did they exile? Not dead after all. So we will not have the treasure token. All right, well, apparently Sickening Shoal is maybe seeing play. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen it played in Modern, but it's cool. Whatever. I mean, I like the different. I like that our opponent's not playing a strict Rakdos scam deck. They have some interesting card choices. Some jank. There's our Lukka. So that's really good for us if we hit another land. We would love to have that treasure token, obviously. See if they kill our hierarch or not. So next turn. What we really want to see here is our opponent tap out for a Fable and we draw a land. That's what we're really hoping for. And that they don't run Shieldred's Edict. That would make us very sad if all goes our way. I'm not sure there's a reason of, like, I'm thinking what we're going to do. We can lightning bolt Pyromancer or lightning bolt the face. Or just ignore it. We really just want to land. Come on, I mean, we play 23 lands. Or we can play, we run out of Karn and it just dies if we just draw a Karn. So I think we will go ahead and lightning bolt the Pyromancer. So that if we draw a Karn instead of a land, we'll at least be able to keep it alive. It'll stay alive through one search up. Land. Thank goodness. Alright, so things came together for us the way we had hoped. And now we just have to hope that they don't have a Shieldred's Edict to answer our resolved Emrakul. Or that they don't have another one of those shoal cards that they can exile in response. Forgot that they play those. Good, they did not. See if they can, if they draw and then scoop is what we're hoping for. It's not hasty, but it's a turn 4 though. Force of Despair. If it's not your turn, you may exile a black card. Destroy all creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. Wow, okay. They do have an answer. They do have an answer. Okay. Well, as we've learned from this playing Supreme Verdict, all is not lost. We tap deck a creature, we run it back. Case of the, ooh, yes, I just wrote about this for my mono red Porphyros deck. What a great card. I really think it's it's going to see play. It's just too powerful. So what we really want is a hierarch. Come on, or Ragavan. That's what we want. Come on, deck. One time again, we got the land. That's what we needed. Now we just need a 1-drop creature. Unfortunately, Karn won't do it because we don't have the 5th mana to put to play the Pestermite or the Pestermite Lightning Bolt. Okay. Do we hit a creature? That's not Emrakul? Nope. Well, we'll see what our opponent gets up to. So we're going to do everything we can to keep our Lukka alive because we're still 1 turn away from getting the Emrakul out. We could have let it go to 1 and save the Fatal Push. That might have been the better play. We'll see. So that's the combo. So this lets them discard their hand, and then that solves the case. It's pretty sweet. I like it. They discard their hand, it becomes a 4/4. And then they start to draw a whole bunch of cards next turn. So we need a creature. please. One more time. Hierarch. There's a Ragavan. Okay. That's what we wanted. Let's see if they find an answer for another Emrakul. They get to draw 3. Will they find the answer? I mean, a single attack does annihilate their entire board currently, and yep, they scoop it up. All right, so they definitely have answers, both from the sideboard, I assume, and in the main deck. What do we want to bring in now, if anything? Oh man, I just love the case. I love that case so much. I need to buy it before it jumps up in price. I do think it's going to be an all-star, and I think it's going to be an all-star in standard, in some sort of mono red shell. Here we see some really cool synergies. Is it worth the Force of Vigor? They do play a lot of, I don't know. I mean, it could be that Force of Vigor is just one more. Thoughtseize could still come in. Leyline seems like the best way to shut down our opponent's way of really getting ahead by having the scam not draw. And everything else helps manage the mid game, whether it's Force of Vigor or Thoughtseize. All right, let's run it like that. And what a fun, that's so far. Okay, I'm happy with the way my deck played, and I'm happy with the fact that we're playing something, a brew over there of some kind. That's not just straight up Rakdos scam. All right, so we have a nice playable hand, but if they have the scam draw, we don't have the ley line, and we are just dead. I think we're going to mulligan once and just hope not to get, there's the ley line. All right, so we have the ley line and the Lukka, which is great. We're going to put a card to the bottom, which will probably again be Karn. We do not have, unfortunately, we have no ramp, but we have a lot of we have 12 1-mana creatures we can draw. So I'm just going to play a Thoughtseize or something. Maybe they have a Ragavan on their own. Perfect. Thoughtseize would have been bad. Lukka is... Oh, drawing our Emrakul on turn 1 is also really bad. Really bad for us. Sometimes that happens. Just when I thought our luck was changing. All right, so we're going to get... we still have ways to discard. We need a Bitter Reunion. You want to bolt the Ragavan on our turn because of their... I guess this shuts down their scam shenanigans, but still. There's the Ignoble Hierarch. Everything's coming together. Except for this Emrakul in our hand. Oh, we need a Bitter Reunion. Like, whoa. Sometimes you really need to draw the Lukka to win, and now we're in the situation of needing both lands and a Bitter Reunion. Bitter Reunion would be our best draw because we could pitch the Emrakul, draw 2, hopefully make our land drops, and then get the Lukka down. But our opponent definitely knows what the jig is, and so they will, if they have removal, probably keep the board clean or hold it up at all times. Yep. I love this card, man. I love it. I just think it's so powerful. Case of the Crimson Pulse. Yeah, I mean, I just wrote about it for my, like I said, mono red Purpurous Bronze Blooded deck in Commander, and man, I really like it. All right, so we want a Bitter Reunion. Would be our best draw. Or land. We need to at least get somewhat closer to this Lukka and keep making our land drops. Soul Spike. You may exile 2 black cards from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Soul Spike deals 4 damage to any target, and you gain 4 life. Okay, so they're all in on emptying their hand to get value out of this Case of the Crimson Pulse. Okay, well, that's fine. We made our land drop. It's not ideal. We still getting Lukka doesn't do us anything until we get this Emrakul out of our hand. So we either want a Bitter Reunion or a Karn. And Karn only so that we can get a different threat. What a way to go out, though, with this Emrakul. Sometimes you just draw the one of Emrakul in your deck. That is a thing that can happen, and it does. I don't know what the percentages are, but they're not great. So that when it does happen, it feels real bad, as it does in this game. And that's why in my Gruul version, I play so many ways of discarding. We could play Seasoned Pyromancer, too. It's a non-bow, though, is a problem. Anything that's a creature is a non-bow. So Fable the Mirror Breaker was what we played in the other deck to discard it. And that's what Karn replaced, right? So Karn brings a whole nother dynamic to this deck, but it does reduce the number of ways we can I know people think if you want to make your land drops that you shouldn't thin your deck, but I always want to do it anyway. It does reduce the number of ways we can discard. Our opponent's going to be living in fear, though, of an Emrakul that is in our hand, and they don't know that. So we do have Thoughtseizes, but I took them out. So that would be 3 Thoughtseizes, 4 Bitter Reunions are the way we have of discarding an Emrakul that we draw. And right now we're drawing, hopefully that's all, we want to draw one of the Bitter Reunion is our best draw. Another land is not great. Karn would be good. So Karn or Bitter Reunion, I keep saying that, but in the meantime, our opponent is pulling further and further ahead on board with card advantage. They don't know it, but we do. That we are really behind in this game already. Since our 2-card when I win the game combo is in our hand rather than just the half we want. Hopefully our opponent will be hesitant to tap down and want to hold up removal, and that will give us some time to get to our combo. Meaning draw into the Bitter Reunion. Opponent's thinking. Maybe they have a handful of not dead after alls. That would be nice. They could just run those all out, though, for no value. Just empty their hand. They're not doing anything else right now. Or they have a handful of ways to answer a resolved Emrakul. So I guess we're going to find out if we have a... And they're going to kill that guy. Yep, X equals 4. What did they discard? Grief. Sure. It's an aggressive play. But they want to discard to get rid of their hand to solve the case. Sure. I mean, we could fatal push one of these pyromancers. And hope they don't hit a Croxa. They may have taken the Croxas out. Preserve our life total a little bit. So, because right now we're in a lot of trouble. So we need to hit both lands, Bitter Reunion, again, our best draw. We need to hit lands, and we need to hit Karn, and we need to hit Bitter Reunion. So if we can hit a Bitter Reunion, pitch Emrakul, get land in a mana dork, that would be our best sequence if we're going to have a chance in this game. All right, so opponent's probably feeling pretty happy that they got rid of the mana dork, because that would have been our 5th land to get the Emrakul that they don't know is in our hand. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're drawing. They did solve the case that turn, is why they pitched the Grief. So yeah, they're back up to 3 cards. I mean, this card is I think this card is just really powerful, and you don't even need to build around it. There you go. Now you know what's in our hand. Telling my opponent that I drew it on turn 1, and then they play a Blood Moon. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. Karn again is our best. I thought they'd already solved the case. Yeah, I mean, we're bitter reunion. I mean, I keep saying it. Bitter reunion, bitter reunion, bitter reunion. That's our only out right now. Karn is not bad, but yeah, I just think this card is really powerful and doesn't even need to be built around to get value out of it. There's a basic forest. So joke's on you, opponent. We drew our basic forest. So now we're set up. Bitter reunion. Pitch the Emrakul. Get the Lukka and a mana turn 1 mana dork. Or 1 mana dork. And then have them have nothing to answer or interact with what we do. And we can win. Still. We're still in it. The slow clock over here. And they definitely want to play a Croxa, because then we can discard our Emrakul. We would love it if they did, though. All right. I mean, we'll bolt the dude. I mean, I don't know. Definitely not getting to 15 mana. We're going to hang in there a little bit longer. Yeah, man. Case of the Crimson Pulse. That's the new Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I just think it's so powerful. You just play Magic to solve it, and then suddenly you're drawing 3 cards a turn. Like, holy cow. If it hasn't jumped up in price already, it's going to, so buy him now. Going to 4. Our opponent's at 19. We're quickly entering the stage of even if we do get an Emrakul down, we're not going to be able to win with it. There is our Ragavan that we can dash in. And surely it's just going to die. But maybe we'll hit a Grief. I think we can target ourselves with Grief. I can't remember what the text says. What does Grief say? Target opponent. We couldn't even target ourselves. They have a Sickening Shoal, discarding a Soul Spike. Nice. All right. Well, let's see what they find to kill us this turn. Yeah, I mean, Leyline of the Void, I think, did a good job, but it's just we don't have a lot of other ways to interact with what they're doing. So, and now we're dead to so many things. Necromentia, choose a card name. Whatever they're going to name. Why would they? I guess they're exiling it, but then they just give us a zombie. We do have other ways of winning. At this point, I think we're so far behind in every way possible that even the zombie, while putting us to 3, won't be enough. And we drew a land. Okay, well, GG's. Sometimes you draw your Emrakul on turn 1 and do nothing the rest of the game, and that's one of the drawbacks and risks of playing this type of combo. That's why we play Bitter Reunion and Thought Seizes. We took our Thought Seizes out for Leyline. That might have been a mistake, even though it helped us in game 2. I'm going to go buy some cases of the Crimson Pulse and hope they're not already jumped up in price. But for now, that's Johnny. This is Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Tanky. I'm Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com. Check out my website where you can read articles on my commander decks, my various modern brews, and my science fiction fantasy novel that I'm publishing serially every month. cyclesgaming.com. Be sure to click that like button and subscribe button on YouTube, and I'll see you on the next one.